Hey everybody, we're in the shop today and I'm gonna be working on my Hasty Bake 250 Pro. So picked this grill up brand new from Hasty Bake a few months back. I've got a previous video of getting it unboxed and unveiling it and doing our first cook on it. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this grill. It is perfect. It's gonna be the perfect grill for our traveling, and it's the perfect grill to have out back for cooking for two people. Relatively small meals, quick grilling meals, things like that. All right, but I've only found one problem with this grill that I don't like, and I think this is a common problem with this particular grill because I found other information out there on YouTube and things like that where people have discussed this and they've made this same modification, and that's where I got the idea to do the modification that we're going to be doing today on this grill. So this front cover right here, this is where you access the charcoal basket in here, the deflector plate, and of course if you need to get in here and do something with the charcoal, add more smoke wood, whatever. All right, the problem with this lid is the way that Hasty Bake manufactures it with this little catch on there. Now, because I've only used this for a few months, I have not figured out the secret to make this thing work perfectly the way that it was intended to do. Hasty Bake probably knows how to accurately use this in a more efficient way. I haven't figured it out yet, and I think a lot of the guys have problems with it too. So let me get you in here a little tighter and explain what it is that's going on with this guy. Okay, so our lid right here, our front cover for the charcoal basket, the issue is the catch that's inside here, and the way that it catches the flange of the sheet metal inside doesn't work correctly. Now, right now, it's working perfectly, okay? You can actually bend this around to make it catch the way you want. So all that is just a piece of stainless steel that's bent. They've got it spot welded to the front lid. And on the inside of the Hasty Bake here, this is just a flange from the sheet metal work whenever they form this up in the brake. And this little tab right there just comes up in there and catches that lip. All right, and you can see it's working good. Just like it's supposed to, right? The problem is that as soon as you start getting this thing hot, getting ready to start cooking with it, the material, all the stainless moves and it grows, and this thing gets so tight that you can't easily open it or even shut it. And you find yourself having to absolutely slam this thing shut in order to get that catch to work. Now, you can come in here with a pair of pliers and just tweak that and bend it a little bit to get it to shut right. Then the problem is after you used it, it cools down and then it won't even stay shut because it's moved out too far from catching it properly. And I have had a problem with it just falling open out of nowhere because it's not catching anything. So what I want to do is eliminate using this little catch that Hasty Bake puts on there. We're going to add a toggle clamp right here, okay? We'll bolt it on there, and that will allow me to have a solid latch that will keep this door shut at all times and bypass this guy right there where we won't have to do that. I'll grab the clamp and I'll show you what we're talking about. This is the toggle clamp that we're going to be using. We're going to be adding it to our Hasty Bake and use this as our latch to keep that lid shut, okay? These are really common in the fabrication world. A lot of production setups have toggle clamps like this. They have these in a lot of different sizes and configurations, but it's a simple clamp system made to permanently bolt, or not permanently, but you can just kind of add these however you need to by screwing them down to something or using another clamp. But the way they're designed is once they're bolted down, you can flip this guy up like that, and then it opens up so you can take your workpiece out, put another workpiece in, then you push that and it clamps it down. So if you got an operation where you're, let's just say for example, you're drilling a bunch of holes in a part, you have a fixture set up, you have a clamp set up, you open it up, put your piece in, clamp it down like that, drill your hole, just keep repeating it. It's in a weird position, that's why it seems like it's real hard to open and close, but I think once we get it mounted on there, it should work pretty good, okay? I didn't know what size I wanted, so I picked out two of them. This is one of the smallest ones that they make right there. It is pretty tiny. And so I got these two because I wasn't sure which one was going to work the best. Sometimes you don't know until you actually have something in front of you, looking at it to see what the best option is. So we're going to be going with this guy right here. And all we got to do is just figure out where we want our holes drilled and bolt it on, and it'll be ready to go. Now it does come with this rubber tipped contact point right there, but they do come with bolts there as well, so you can actually take the rubber tip off and use a bolt. I don't know if this rubber is going to hold up to the heat for the Hasty Bake. We're just going to give it a try and see. But if this rubber ends up melting and not working, then we'll either replace it with a bolt there, or I'll actually make my own little tip to go on there and just do away with the rubber. But we'll start with this and see how it works, okay? While I was at it, I went ahead and bought some stainless steel hardware, so ended up buying 1024 sized button head screws that we use. I really like these because it makes it look, it just dresses it up versus using a hex head. So we got button head bolts there. This is some of the SAE washers that we're going to go, and then the hex nuts. So let's figure out where this thing is going to get drilled on our Hasty Bake now. So the location that I saw the other guys doing this is probably going to be the same location I'm going to use. Right along this area right here. Okay, so you have this midsection of the grill. So you know you can use this area right in here, okay, because that's a permanent fixed. It's not on the lid and it's not on the door. All right, so I'm thinking somewhere in this region right here. It really doesn't matter where you put it, because all it is just going to hold this door, and there's really very little weight to this door whatsoever. So it's just going to be bolted on there like so, and you can see that's in your closed position. So once it's closed up, it's going to hold that door shut. These are adjustable there, so you can add more pressure against what it's catching there as well. So we just got to figure out where exactly we want it lined up on here. I've been kind of playing around with it, trying to figure out what might look the best. But it really doesn't matter, you know, it really just depends on the person that's installing it, in this case me, and where you think you want to look at it at, okay? So, I don't know, somewhere in this vicinity right here is where we're going to get this installed. And I think I have enough length here that we can basically center our bolt pattern on this section here, and the tip will just come to the top of the lid right there and catch that, okay? I was going to mention the other benefit of using this style, the toggle clamp as your catch, is that you can open it up. This is going to be a really good benefit for this grill. You can open it up some like that and open your door, okay? And you can see that it basically just holds that door open, allowing you to get a lot more oxygen in there if you want to increase your heat of your charcoal. I have found that when I'm doing steaks a lot of times, we've cooked quite a few steaks on this, I've ended up just opening the lid like this and letting our charcoal get really, really hot over here and do my sear. And then whenever I end up taking the steaks off of the hot side, I move it over here to the cold side underneath the heat deflector and the grate riser. And then once I get to that point, I close it up and just let the steaks finish out to our temp that we're reaching, that we're looking for there. So it is beneficial to be able to just take this door, because even though you got your vent right here, your inlet, sometimes you just can't get it hot enough. So I'll just end up opening it up like that. But I think having this on here allows you to open this up so you can get a lot more oxygen without having the door fully open like that. Okay, so that was one of the other benefits. So I'm ready to get this guy figured out where we're going to drill it now. I got you over here at my heat treat oven because I wanted to show you another option that I think would probably work really well for the Hasty Bake. And that's this catch right here, okay? This is more of an industrial style door or cabinet catch that uses 2 ball detents to be able to keep it shut, okay? And that works really nice. So you can buy these. Everything that I got from McMaster Carr. These are available at McMaster Carr as well. And they come in a lot of different sizes. And you can get them in stainless steel, brass, and I think even coated steel as well. So I think that this would be a great catch. And I would have went this route, But the reason why I opted to go with the toggle clamp, because I want the ability to be able to open up the door like I showed you and hold it open and get more airflow in there. This would be just a simple catch to keep it shut, but I think this would be really cool to have one of these on the Hasty Bake there as well. So just showing you another cool option that you could opt for if you're not worried about keeping the door open and you just want to keep the lid shut. You can add one of these ball detent style of door catches on there. So I've been kind of eyeballing this guy, figuring out where I want it to be. I think what I'm going to be doing is putting it right about there. What I'm doing is kind of looking at the edge of this handle and the edge of the SCA badge right there and kind of putting it in the middle of that so that you have some kind of symmetrical pattern that you're looking at right there. And the other reason why doing it there versus coming down here further or whatever is that you're just putting it a little bit more centered of the door there. But once it's actually pushed in, you get a little tension on that, it should push that lid. You can see you got a little bit further away from that side on that end right there. But once you push it in like that with the toggle clamp, it's going to be flush all the way across here. You also want it on the right side because I think it's kind of set up more towards a right-handed person, but I don't know. So the lid has the latch on the left side, so you're always using your left hand to open and close the lid. So naturally, when you want to maybe open this up and open this up, you're using your right hand for the toggle clamp and your left hand for the lid right there. So I think it just makes sense to kind of put it right there, but you could certainly put it anywhere along here that you would like. I think I'm going to go right there. So I'm just going to take a pencil and just kind of, we're not going to be doing a bunch of ultra precision measurements on this guy. I'm basically going to just eyeball it like this right here and just mark the side to side location. I think somewhere right about there. It looks like it's vertical up and down, so something like this will probably be good enough. I'm just going to put a mark there and put a mark right there so that I know where I want it. Let's put a mark at the top, mark at the bottom. I'm just going to lay it over so that we can work flat down on it. Now you can certainly take you a scale and measure it equal on both sides if you want to. That's 3/4 on that side. Let's see what I just eyeballed it. That's 3/4 on that side. So my eyeball precision looks like it's got it in the middle right where it's at right there. I think what we'll do is get our transfer punch and just punch 2 of the holes. I don't see the need to putting all 4 of those in there, so we're just going to put 2 in a diagonal pattern. I think what I'll do is I'll drill 1 hole, get it bolted on, and then that way I can square it up the way I want and then transfer punch the other hole. So we're just using a transfer punch right here, but really all we're going to do is just kind of eyeball this in the middle of that hole. About like that. See, I just moved the clamp, but that's all right. We'll give it a tap. And all it did was just mark the hole. Now what I'll do is go in there and circle that punch mark and probably tap it again with a sharper prick punch, and then we'll be able to drill that hole there. I can see it right there. I'm going to use this automatic center punch here. It's just a spring-loaded punch. Sharpen up the tip good. Find that little divot that I punched in there. There we go, just like that. Now it's got a little divot there that we can easily line up our drill bit and drill it. Okay, let's see if we can get us a hole drilled down through. I'm just going to do this all by hand here. Thought about getting fancy and trying to go to a machine, but I think that's a little bit overkill. Use slow speed on the drill because we're drilling 316 stainless. It's really, really easy to burn up a drill bit drilling stainless steel because people oftentimes don't put enough tool pressure on the drill, causing it to rub, get hot, and then it dulls the drill bit out. So that was a 3/16 drill. Looks like our bolt's going to fit perfectly in there. And the bolt does not fit through the hole in the clamp. Now I sized this up for a number 10 screw. I think I see the problem. I never looked at it. Looking at it from a distance, it just looks like 4 holes in there, right? So it's actually slotted for side-to-side movement in there. So let me grab my calipers here and see, because this is how I measured it. I was like, yeah, 207, 208, that's big enough for a number 10 screw, because that's basically 3/16 in diameter. But I did not measure it this way. 174. So I might have to drill these holes out also. It won't take much. We can get that drilled out. We'll just clamp it in our vise here. I think we can use that. So going with a 13/64 drill bit here, just one size larger. We were going to do that hole and that hole. So I think those are the 2 that I'll drill. Oh yeah, easy enough. Perfect. So by the way, I'm using my Vortex drills. I'm just showing this because it's very handy for guys working in the shop doing a lot of hand drilling ops like this. These Vortex drills, they're ground just like a step drill on the end of it. A lot of you guys have probably used step drills. They call them Christmas trees. They're real short. They're great for sheet metal and thin material. That's where these drills shine there as well, because you have a nice center point and you're drilling in increments up to the final diameter. So a lot less tool pressure that it needs using this Vortex style of drill. Abby came out here to see what I was up to.
Well, I had to see.
I like your shirt there.
Thanks.
Oh, hold my beer.
We're getting closer to the holidays, which means I can full out holiday spirit.
She is.
I did not put the antlers on, but I almost did. So maybe I should.
Maybe you should. Today is the Saturday before Christmas. I'm trying to get this ready because we're going to be going camping for our Christmas holiday there, and I'm trying to get this finished up.
Have you already explained what you're doing? Because I missed all this.
I've been explaining.
Okay.
I'm only partial way through. I got one hole drilled in there, so I got to drill one more. So we're getting close.
Okay. I'm glad you're doing this. This is going to help.
She wanted me to go to lunch with her, so that's why she was coming out here.
I need to go to Barnes & Noble, like, immediately, because I'm done with my jerk.
Everybody else in Pensacola is going to be at Barnes & Noble today.
I know.
This Saturday before Christmas.
You don't have to go in. You can sit in the car. I'm going to run in and get my
That's
thing.
exactly what I do every time. I sit in the car and look at my phone while she shops.
I'm going to take you to lunch. I'm bribing you with food.
All right, so we'll get moving on this. I was going to say, I'm going to deburr the hole. That's one of the things that separates the men from the animals right there. Just using my little deburr tool. Look at that. Bam! Deburred hole. You're not going to cut your finger on it.
I would have cut my finger on it.
It doesn't have a sharp edge, so it's going to be worse on the back. So let's open it up. I got it on this cardboard just so it doesn't slide around as easy on that metal tabletop. And then so I'm going to reach in here so I can feel a burr.
Oh yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah, anytime you drill through, it's always going to leave a burr on the back side. So I'm going to reach through here with my deburr tool. See if I can line it up with the hole there.
Down.
There it is. And just give it a couple of whirly spins there, and bam.
Perfect.
Off it is.
Much better.
So let's go ahead and see if this thing will fit up there, because we still got one more hole to drill. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can get one of our bolts in here, just like that. And then we've got a stainless steel washer for the back, stainless steel hex nut. May just stand this thing up and hand drill it right where it's at. There we go. And then the nut driver. Just taught Abby what a nut driver was. When I said I need to get a nut driver, she goes, "The heck is that?"
I did not know. I've seen that before, but I didn't know what it was called.
All right, I'm just going to snug it up. And then we need to square it up just a little bit. Like that.
This is very cute.
The handle?
Yeah.
I guess it's all right. It's a little bright, but I think it kind of matches
What do you mean bright?
Matches the red up here on the SEA logo.
Yeah, it matches and it's adorable.
All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and snug that just a little bit more so that it doesn't move around on us. like that. Let's go ahead and give it a first little test here. See, oh, look at that.
Oh.
Look at that. Now, does it close easy? Oh yeah, see,
Yeah.
once it's fixed in position where it can't move around, then
Yeah.
it closes and opens just perfectly there.
And it's not squeezing it, right? It's just kind of like lightly
All it
on
is,
there?
it's just going to be, so this is adjustable.
Right.
So we can put as much pressure on that as we
Okay.
want. So we'll be able to have it to where it just comes in and just holds it closed. That's all it is. But see, here's the benefit that I was looking for with this. You can do that. I'm going to see.
you can crack it.
See?
Yeah, for
and
the
so,
airflow.
And so now we can get a bunch of airflow down in
Yeah.
there if I want to get the charcoal nice and hot.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's working more good.
Yeah.
Right there. All right, we got one more hole to drill right there. Let me get going on that. All right, so I'm still going to use my punch here just because I want it to kind of make sure I'm in the middle of that hole there.
Because you're anal and you need it to be...
Well, as soon as I don't put a little punch mark, that's when the drill is going to walk off to the side. Okay. Now, let me go in here with this punch here. The trick is you don't want to hammer too hard on that because then it's going to bend it. But I think we're going to be good right there. So
I can't see anything, and I don't know if they can
you
either.
can't see that, but
Okay.
that's all
But
right.
you can, and that's all that matters.
Time to drill.
Do it.
I was off a little bit, so it was having to drill the clamp body there a little bit as well. Perfectly fine.
It's okay.
Yep, it's going to be fine.
You nailed it.
Yep. That's how you get chips on
Come
you.
on,
See?
man.
You're out in the shop, babe.
Wow.
You're out in the shop. You're going to get dirty out here.
I know.
All right, so I'm going to reach in here. Here's our little deburr tool in case you didn't see that.
Can I do it?
You want to do it here?
Yeah.
I'll let you do it. You got to...
Do I have to have like a certain amount of pressure, or is it just like go for it?
Well, you want to put a little bit of pressure on there and then just give it a couple of turns. You'll feel it kind of dig in and cut. And then sometimes what you do is you just kind of touch your finger against it. Don't rub your finger, just touch it to see if you got rid of the...
I can kind of see an area that I didn't... Okay, I think I got it.
All right, so you want me to feel it?
No, don't... There's still stuff there. I'm not nailing this.
Nope, you didn't get it all. I can feel it.
Okay.
It's a good finger slicer that's still on there.
Yeah, no good.
Hey, you're helping me with the Hasty Bake though. I like that.
All right, well...
Think you got it?
I didn't get it. I don't know why am I not putting enough pressure. I feel like I'm...
You're at an angle. I think you're kind of rubbing the bottom of the hole instead of the top of the hole.
Okay. Any advice?
Make it straight.
God, okay. I don't feel like anything's happening. I'm not getting it. Failed.
Well, there's
It's
a
a
first time
man
for
juice
everything,
on
right?
it.
Here.
Well, it seems like it's easy by what you're doing, and it's not.
I'm just used to doing it.
I guess.
So,
Are you?
I'm just-
You're pushing kind of hard. Okay.
yeah, pushing against it. You got to get underneath that edge. So there it is.
All right. Yeah.
It's
I
deburred
can
now.
see the part that I was missing.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and finish getting it bolted on there now.
Okay.
I need another bolt, screw. Actually, these are screws. And did I already lose my other washer? Dang it. Get another one right here.
It's up there somewhere.
So one button head,
I can't see anything. There we go.
one washer. Get it on. And one,
Is this like watching
Excellent.
paint dry for people? Maybe
I think that some people will enjoy it. Some people are like, what the heck are they doing?
This is boring.
Yeah. But
Okay, that's okay.
everything doesn't have to be perfectly edited and, you know, only showing the bits of getting stuff done.
Yep,
We're showing what we do. We hang out. We have fun.
we do. What do you want for lunch today?
How about some El Mexican? How about a fajita or a quesadilla? you know, some nachos and queso.
We are having that for dinner.
There's nothing wrong with having Mexican twice in a day.
Oh my God, I love you.
Maybe we can try the,
This is one of the reasons I love you.
there's a hot pot place over there.
I really want to go to that.
We talked about going to that. Maybe we can try that.
It's a Saturday though.
It is. It's a Saturday. So let's finish this up.
Okay.
We'll figure out our lunch when we're done with this job here. But look at this.
I think it fits perfectly and works perfectly. Don't slam down on it. It seems okay.
But like
It's
this.
okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
right hand over here on the clamp, left hand on the lid. I think
Yep.
that is going to work out beautifully. We want to crack it. Look at that. We can just kind of close the clamp. There's enough friction on this so that it'll stay in that position there. Open it up, get some airflow, get our charcoal nice and hot, close it up. Boom.
That's awesome.
That is fixed.
I think you may have made this into like now your perfect little travel grill.
I'm trying to make it into a perfect little travel grill because I think that latch is something that Hasty Bake ought to consider trying to redesign that to make it better. I really think that I showed them earlier one of the ball detent latches for cabinets would work really good on that as well. Problem is that if you put it in the middle, this is hanging right there in the way, so you'd have to put it off to the side.
Yep.
But I like this because of that, what I just showed you. We can open that up and it
Yeah.
holds it in place now.
Yeah. I think you nailed this.
So I think this is done right here. I'll put it all back together, and we're gonna be hitting up our Christmas vacation camp pretty soon. We're
Yes, we
super
are.
excited. We got some really beautiful places that we're gonna go and camp, and we got three different spots.
Yep.
We're gonna be gone for 2 weeks, and we're
Four different spots.
4 spots.
Yeah. Remember the one-nighter?
That's right.
4 spots.
Yep, 4 spots.
It's gonna be good.
And we're gonna get some video of that to share with you guys. We're planning on doing a lot of grilling and chilling on this camp right here. Not gonna be a lot of driving because this is gonna be kind of close to home. I think I have an issue with the breaker over there because it just started doing that.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen.
I gotta get into that panel and check that breaker. I think it's not contacting really well, so I need to fix that right away. So anyway, our Hasty Bake is now modified, and I think it is ready. It is ready to go. I'm really gonna like this. I want to test this out this weekend too.
Agreed.
Probably.
Some
Abby
steaks.
wants to cook chili today, so maybe tomorrow I'll get out here tomorrow and
Some steaks.
do some steaks out there. Sounds like a good plan.
All right, great.
All right, so there's our little modification for the Hasty Bake 250 Pro. We will follow up with you guys later in another video and let you know how this modification is working out and let you know, okay? That's it.
Well done, babe.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Let's go get some lunch.
Let's do it. See you guys later.